We are live. Top boss, how are you doing? And today I'm talking about my passion. Let me put this light on here. How does it look like, my top boss? Look at our plant right there. I guess it's doing so well. That is a live plant. Just as your dreams and hopes are live. Are they live, my top boss? So my name is John, and today I'm really delighted to be live hosting this show just to talk about how I have grown and developed in this field. My top boss, smash the like button if you are ready for us to engage in this. Let me grab my cup of coffee so that we can have some good time together. Where are you streaming from, my top boss? It is always an honor to have your presence. I'm enjoying my black coffee. It is Kenyan, pure Kenyan coffee. All right, today we talk about passion. We talk about the journey. My journey has been great, and I have really had a fantastic time when it comes to electrical. And I started simply by having an interest as a child in solar. And so I used to play a lot with batteries. If I would find a battery such as this one, these are two batteries. As you can see, they have been connected in series. So if this battery, which is rated 12 volts, and this one is rated 12 volts, that will give a combination of what amount of voltage, my top boss, if the connection is in series. All right. So as you can see, there is a connection from one positive terminal to another negative terminal, and you are left with a positive terminal on this far end and another negative terminal on this far end. What is the combination, the total voltage that comes from this type of a connection? This is definitely a series connection, my top boss. Incredible, incredible. So where are you streaming from, my top boss? Let me know. And also, if you are ready to get something out of our today's video, kindly smash that like button. I really do appreciate a lot of you who have given me feedback on my videos, and you say that indeed you are getting everything that we talk about, especially when we talk about electrical. So today I found it wise for me to at least talk more on my career path, and hope it will inspire you in a way. So I basically started as a kid having a lot of interest when it comes to electrical, and I started with solar. As you can see, that solar panel there is actually a representation of my passion, of what I have been doing as a child. And let me tell you something. I used to connect a bulb to a solar panel. Sometimes those bulbs will simply blow up. Why? Because let's say a solar panel which is rated 12 volts, and I'm connecting a bulb which is also rated 12 volts. There's a difference there. That bulb is constant in terms of the voltage it is supposed to get. So it is supposed to receive 12 volts. But again, a solar panel which gives an output of 12 volts means that that 12 volts is a short or connected to the battery. It will be charging that battery at the rate of 12 volts. All right. But the open circuit of that solar panel is not 12 volts. It can even go up to 19 volts. All right. So that bulb would blow simply because that is an over voltage for it. When the solar is exposed to a lot of light, sunlight, that is actually probably at midday or afternoon, you'll find that that solar panel gives a lot of voltage output. Now, there's a question that I post on even our community uh, post on our YouTube channel, and I was asking if at all the lamp is exposed to more voltage or more current, what happens to it? Does it blow in case there is a lot of voltage, or does it blow in case there is a lot of current supplied, or there is a lot of current flowing through it? And most of us were divided. Is it the voltage that will blow the current, the bulb or the lamp, or is it the voltage that will cause it to blow? I have the Rock says, watching live from Kapedo, Turkana County. I have learned a lot from your content. Thank you so much, The Rock. I really appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. I don't know what you would love me to talk more on when it comes to electrical. Let me know and I will be glad definitely to do it. All right. So are you getting me so clear from Narok, my top boss? Sorry, from Turkana, my top boss, The Rock. What a great and fantastic name. The Rock, great person. Great people are associated with great names, and I believe that you are a great person. If you have been watching my content, definitely you are a great person. How did my content get to Narok? That remains to be mystery, and such a great honor for me to have you as part of my audience. I have a lot of people that watch me live as well as watch my content across borders beyond even Kenya, and it means a lot. And as I always say, having people supporting me from my own country, it also means a lot, and I really do appreciate that. So it is not easy to have people watching you, and yet they are your countrymen. So I'm really delighted and honored. So a series connection of two batteries, each battery rated at 12 volts. What will be the total voltage given out? Top boss, let me know. And does a series connection affect the current output? All right. For instance, a battery that is rated 100 amp hours and there is a connection in series with a similar battery, what is the total output in terms of current, or what is the combination in terms of current? I am passionate about pursuing a course on electrical installation. How can you advise me about it? Thanks. Awesome. This question is basically timely at this particular time because when I was starting as an electrical technician, I did not have anyone to guide me in terms of the direction or how I should go about it. No, I just wanted to do electrical installation course because I would get a lot of work. But on the contrary, that is not how it is done. My greatest mistake that I did, of course, was to pursue money or to pursue success in this field. The best thing to do in this field is to pursue problems and come up with solutions. There are so many problems, but if you are not keen, you will not be able to see them. The only way that you can have money in your pocket or in your account, or you can have a lot of success, is to simply identify the problems that are out there and constantly work on solving them. So my question to you, my top boss, The Rock, what problems have you identified in our field? All right. So be it, especially here in Kenya, the fastest thing that I can pinpoint is the issue of blackouts. the power blackout. So if that is something that you have also identified as a problem, power blackouts, all right? What are your solutions? What solutions are you offering? That is one thing that will set you apart. But don't just pursue electrical just for the sake of it. And you see, the good thing about pursuing, having that passion in you to solve a problem is that it will place you on a path that is very unique, and also you will not be faced with a lot of competition and a lot of dirty games that are in our field, or any field for that matter. So if at all you are fixated on solving problems, like for instance, that example that I've given of power outages, you know, you can come up with a solution like, let's say, solar, uh, power backups that can be able to solve a lot of issues. And you can be even specific when it comes to agriculture. People are struggling to irrigate their farms, and in those places whereby they are in need of power supply so that they can be able to irrigate their farms, they are also faced with power breakdowns or power outages, especially from the national grid. So what you really need to do in such a scenario is to go to those people with a solution. Number one, I will provide solar solutions and tell these people, you know what, you are passionate farmers and you have a lot of space here in terms of land, but something that is putting you down is probably lack of power to irrigate your farms. And you tell them, you know what, there are pumps, submersible pumps, you know, that can be powered by solar directly, even without you considering a battery. And this is actually possible, my top boss. For instance, you have a pump that is rated 48 volts, and you come up with solar panels that can be able to supply 48 volts, you know, and these panels can pump or can power that pump directly, you know, from the sun energy that you harness during the day. That is very, very important for you to provide as a solution to your people. And once you do that, and you can even demonstrate, you go to those farmers, find a way to bring them together, or even target one farmer that is very passionate about their work. And then you demonstrate to them that I have these panels, like I have two or three, and here I have this pump, and you using this pump and this setup, I can be able to supply water to irrigate your farm. So you find that when, for instance, in these shops, hardwares you visit, you find that they have demonstrated that, so that there is a pump, there is a tank, there is solar, and that system is actually doing the work, pumping that water. And when you are passing there and you're interested in such a setup, you can be able to see, and you can inquire about the prices and so on and so forth. So if you are a top boss that finds that as a very interesting area for you, you now target those people who have those problems, and you present the solution. That is how you stand a chance at succeeding in this field of ours. Wambu Imburu says, can you do a video on Bell circuits using relays and indicator boards? Thank you so much, Wambu Imburu, for tuning in, and also for that request. I have taken it into consideration. Yeah, awesome. That will be an awesome video, isn't it, my top boss, on Bell circuits and using relays and indicator boards. Incredible, incredible. I'll definitely be doing it. Bell circuits is an area that have been requested so much by so many people, and I will definitely be doing it. So smash that like button, my top boss, and let me know where you are streaming from. It is such a great honor to have you on board, and I am always honored to have my top bosses in Kenya and across Africa and across the world watching me live. It is usually such an amazing honor, my top boss, and I really do appreciate. So my journey in this field, especially as a child, I was very much into solar, and I would connect so many bulbs, especially the DC bulbs, directly to the battery. And I would definitely have so many bulbs and play with them and see when I connect a bulb in series, how does it light up? When I connect it in parallel, how does that turn out? And you see, when I was doing that, I didn't even know the names of the connection that I was doing. I was just, playing along with stuff, playing along with bulbs, playing along with the batteries. You remember the torch, the torch that we used to have, and had a lot of cells, you know, or should I call them batteries? But can call them cells. You know, those the round things, what we use currently in the remote, but that time they were bigger ones, which we would have in a torch. And those bulbs, I mean, those cells, we would really play with them. When we would short circuit them, we'd learn it the hard way that indeed, when you short circuit it, it will definitely reduce its charge. And by then, we did not used to have that multimeter whereby you would test and determine the capacity of that battery. So we would use a wire, and we would use our tongue and lick the battery, between the between the positive and the negative. And we would use, a wire, so that we would be able to use our tongue and detect whether it was having a lot of charge or not. So if at all it would really shock you, you would know that it has a lot of voltage. Another thing that we used to do was to connect the positive to the negative using a wire and try to short circuit the two terminals, and would note that if at all there was a spark, a very high spark or a very bright spark, that is how we would know that this battery was indeed fully charged. But again, that was a very bad way of doing things, because that, apart from it draining the battery real quick, it was also shortening the lifespan of a battery. When I was in high school, my physics teacher told me that a short circuit is an act whereby you drain charges from a battery real fast. But again, I came to learn that that is actually not the right definition of a short circuit, especially when it comes to batteries, because a battery is, or the DC, the charges flow in this manner from the positive. Is it from the positive to the negative, or is it from the negative to the positive side? The flow of electrons. So if at all the battery is filled up to capacity, in a layman's language, it is whereby you find that the charges are concentrated on one side. So is it the positive or is it the negative? And the flow of electrons from one uh, from one side to the other really dictates whether that battery is filled or not. So the charges will flow from the positive side to the negative side. and once all the charges flow from the positive side to the negative side, then that means that that battery is has been emptied. And if you charge it, now you are taking those charges again from the negative side to the positive side. And so once you connect, let's say a bulb, the charges start flowing from the positive to the negative. Am I right on that? Mm. The Rock is very active, and I thank you so much, my top boss, for being active in our today's live session. You say, can you do a video on generator power supply, i.e., CCU, lights and socket, consumer control unit, lights and socket? So, do you mean that a wiring that is basically relying on the generator, meaning the generator is the source of that electrical system, or what do you mean, my top boss? So if at all, like for instance, how we normally have the electrical wiring in a house or in any setup, an electrical installation, so the source being electricity, like the national grid that you are used to, or for this case, you are saying we have the generator, or do you mean we have the national grid and the generator as backup? Either way, I can easily do that, my top boss. So I've been working so hard on finding a setup whereby we have a generator, have the national grid, and we even have solar, so that we will be able to learn a lot from there, and also have a video whereby we can be able to talk much about that. So that is something that is actually on the line, and I'm really doing a lot to ensure that I have that with us. So that is something that is definitely coming up, and I sure will do it, my top boss, The Rock. So thank you so much. Electrical wiring generator being a source of power. Incredible. It will be a great topic for me to do that, my top boss, The Rock. So basically, uh, what I normally encourage is to have a system whereby it can operate by solar, generator, and even the national grid. First things first. And that one is a decision that is made by an electrical technician. An electrical technician is actually a designer. No, an electrical technician comes up with all these decisions, and it is to the best or interest of the client. And sometimes I find it really, really a big issue when a client decides that, you know what, I'm going to purchase the electrical materials on my own, and sometimes they do it even without consulting the electrician, and therefore it makes things so difficult, because the electrician definitely has a clear clue of what they are doing and why they want what they want for you. Of course, it is good for an electrician to consult with the customer, and this is especially when it comes to the choice of materials as well as the amount, because the electrician may decide to, go for materials which the customer will not be able to afford. So basically, it is important for there be a consultation. All right. So the customer should be able to consult with the electrician so that they arrive at something that is beneficial to both. So glad to see you here. And I'm so grateful that you could find time to join this live, my top boss. So smash that like button if you are already getting value from our today's live stream. Basically, what I try to do as much as possible is to share my journey. And this is not to mean that I am the best out here. No, 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 no. I'm not. You are probably better than me in so many ways, top boss. That one I can guarantee you. But what I try to do as much as possible is to share what I know, right? What I know. And this is an experience of over 10 years of what I've been doing in the field. And so basically, my life or my journey in the electrical field has been quite challenging. And at first, I thought that was a downside or basically a negative for me, but I have come to discover that it is actually a plus. Most of the time, I take a lot time to meditate. When I wake up in the morning, I meditate, and I do it for 1 hour. Sometimes I will go for even 2 hours. And this is a very wonderful time for me to reconnect and also take stock of where I am as a human being, as an electrician, and just to, understand the entire journey. It is not always about the achievements, it is not all about the, you know, what do we call it? I would say it is not about the things that you achieve in life, the material possessions, the shiny object. It is about the impact that you have to the world. And I always endeavor to give value to people. But before I give value to people, what am I becoming? That is a very important question that I always ask myself. What am I becoming? Who am I becoming in this journey, so that I can be able to impact people the right way? Also, another important thing is to continuously invest in myself, learn new things. There's a question that I asked you, my top boss. I don't know whether I asked, no, 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 no. I was asking myself. I've not yet posted it, but I like posting on our channels, or rather on our accounts or pages on social media, and I'll be posting that as well, asking, what do you do when you are not working as an electrician? Top boss, what do you do when you are free? Mhm. Because currently you will find that you may not have the job, and opportunities are not there at that particular point. And my question to you is, at that moment when you are not working, assuming that you are not employed, assuming that you are a freelancer, what are you doing at that particular time? Myself, can I tell you what I do? I really take a lot of time studying myself. I really take a lot of time understanding myself, like what foods work for me. It might be weird for you, my top boss. So I really spent a lot of time understanding myself, because most of the time growing up, there was a lot of noise that was coming to me, a lot of indoctrination, a lot of, so I'm trying to learn, to relearn, to unlearn, and then learn afresh about who I am, what I am, and more so, what am I becoming? Because most of the times we were fed and we were told who we were, and you find that that is not who you are for real. So taking a lot of time to understand who I am, what I am becoming, is a very important thing that I've come to learn, and I've come to appreciate that it is very, very important. Like I've said, I meditate every morning, every day. And even before I go to bed, I meditate and take stock of that day. What have I added to myself? What value have I added to myself when I had that gift? Meaning, when I had that day, what did I become? what value did I add to the world? What value did I add to myself? So every time that I'm not working, what I normally do, I normally take a book and study, meaning I invest in myself. I listen to a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of videos, a lot of movies, not movies, a lot of documentaries, just to understand what is happening in the world. And I also connect with other creators, and I also learn from people such as Thomas Edison, what they used to do, their lifestyles. There's also great inventors and great CEOs and great businessmen. I always learn from them so that I can be able to develop myself. The best investment that you can do in this life is to invest in yourself. Do you agree, my top boss? Most of my audience, from what I've gathered, are electricians. Either they are students, beginner electricians, or people in the field who are already electricians. And I'm so glad to have such an audience who can relate with what I talk about. Because when I was starting, especially my journey here on social media, I did not want to mix myself, like other creators who will talk about money today, tomorrow they are talking about fashion, the next day they are talking about agriculture, personal development. And that is why I came up with our podcast. My top boss, are you aware of our podcast already? Our podcast is John Gatehi podcast. mm, 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 mm. You really need to be familiar with that, because you know what, I will be talking a lot when it comes to that, and sharing much more about uh, life basically as an electrician. And I understand that it will really be beneficial to you, not bragging, but actually because I'll be sharing my journey and also a lot of experiences. Sometimes, whenever I post something here online and get your feedback, I also use it to create content. And you have shaped the direction of this content, my top boss. And sometimes I really do appreciate having you, because you know what? You are my top boss. Because without you, in most cases, I would not know what to do, what direction to take, and how to do things here. So each and every time I have been guided by you, and your feedback, your comments, and your requests have really, really shaped the way I produce content. I remember when I was growing up, my father, as I have always said this, my father used to support my work so much. My father used to buy tools in our home. He ensured that we never lacked pliers. Sometimes I would even lose these tools. For instance, a pliers, a screwdriver. It was very harsh. He was, I think the right word to use here is not harsh, but strict, because as a kid you do not have that clear direction. So in most cases you will mess around with those tools, you will throw them away, and this you would do, you know because you are innocent, you are a kid. But for you to be shaped, to be put in the right direction, my father used to be very strict. So he ensured that I had all the tools intact. There is a place that we had to place those tools, and a certain drawer. And he ensured that once I'm done with the tools, I return them to where they are supposed to be. And I think he was protecting me because he wanted me to always have them. He wanted me to be very responsible. And once in a while, he would ask for these tools, not because he wanted to use them, but because he wanted to be sure, am I still having them? Am I still using them? And am I still responsible? And that was so great of my father to do that, because he actually ensured that I am able to have the tools with me. Please illustrate on drawing part of wiring. Samuel Masharia. Thank you so much, Samuel, for that feedback. So, drawing part of wiring. What exactly do you mean? Is it the drawing that we did on in campus, or are you meaning the the diagrams? For instance, if I come up with a circuit, would you want to see the drawing part of it? Let's say a two-way lighting switch system. So if at all I'm demonstrating the practical aspect, do I also provide a drawing for it? It could be a very great idea, but let me know, is it exactly what you mean, Samuel? So glad to see so many of you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Thank you so, so much. Smash that like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe, because here you will have a lot. Did you know that Top Boss, we also have our own podcast channel, which is John Gatehi Podcast? You can see it under our main channel, which is this one, Top Heights Electricians PLC. And you have made me imagine from 66, I was stuck at 66, not knowing how social media or content creation works. And I used to produce videos, yes, but I was not so much consistent at first in the first year, and I was stuck at 66 subscribers. How we moved from 66 subscribers to now over 22,000 is just incredible. It blows my mind, and I thank you so much for your support all along. Sipping on some coffee here, black coffee. I must say that I love coffee. Our Kenyan coffee is just incredible. If you're from Kenya, you will agree with me. If you are from other countries and you love your coffee, definitely be assured it comes from Kenya. Kenya to the world. What a great coffee we have. So I really do appreciate the entire journey. And when I was in school, I had a lot of challenges as well. And after finishing my schooling, now I thought that it was time for me to take a breather as I was joining the field. But alas, a lot was waiting for me. As an electrical technician, you will go to a place, work for a customer, deliver, give all your best, only for them not to fulfill their pack. Because you may go and do a lot of work there. In electrical, especially when it comes to a building, there are so many stages when it comes to electrical execution. First of all, we will start with pipe work. Come again, there was a network problem, please. Samuel Masharia. I was asking this because you requested me to illustrate a drawing part of a wiring. So my question to you on that is, if at all we are talking about, let's say, a two-way lighting system, apart from me talking about the practical aspect of it, would you also want to see the drawing representing that light system? Or if, for instance, when we'll be covering the backup system, how a standby generator is connected to the load and the national grid, so that in case there is one phase that has failed, how is it that this generator will turn on? Or how is it that after there is a total power outage from the national grid, how this generator starts? So if you want me to come up with such a drawing whereby I will demonstrate the practical aspect as well as demonstrate the drawing of that entire system. Is that what you are asking, my top boss Samuel Masharia? How is my sound and how is my network coming along? Do you guys like my shop? Look at that setup. I did it from scratch, and I did a video on that. And this is just to rubber stamp the fact that I have been passionate about electrical. So for me to get to this level, I wanted to really have this shop. This is an e-shop, and my goal is to definitely have physical locations across the globe. There's a high school teacher who used to tell me that if at all your dreams don't scare you, you're not dreaming enough. There's also someone who used to come up with that quote a lot. He said that if your dreams are not scaring you, then you are not dreaming enough, or your dreams are not as big as they should be. So my dream is to have a lot of physical locations in the globe, the world now, because right now my attitude is that the world is like a village, a global village. Thinking of how the Chinese are doing their things, and how someone like Elon Musk is doing his thing. To him, the world is fitting on his palm, he's doing global things. And I believe that I am capable of doing that, and I'm already doing that because I have a lot of top bosses watching me across the globe. And so if I have been able to achieve this using social media, definitely I will achieve it even in the physical location that I dream to have, whereby I will have a lot of physical places to sell my products, to offer my solutions, and this will definitely impact the world. My main goal in this life is that I love giving solutions. I love talking about my journey and sharing about what I've experienced. As an electrical technician, like I was saying, at first I thought things would be very smooth. I thought I would get out there into the field and the market or the world would really impress me. But there's a but, eh? Things have been tough for sure. Things have really been tough. But instead of using the challenges as as an excuse to stop doing what I'm doing or stop dreaming, or just say that what, this journey is too difficult for me, I've been using that as an advantage for me in terms of learning, in terms of becoming better, using the problems and the challenges that I've been facing to become better, and also to learn and understand that indeed in every journey there is a challenge, there is a problem that you will encounter, but use that as a lesson, use that as a stepping stone for you to become better. Even the eagles use the storm to become better. When there is a storm, when there is a challenge, they rise above the storm. When there are storms, they go beyond the the clouds, they fly in the skies. So that has been my attitude lately, whereby if at all I see a problem, if at all I see a challenge, I ask myself, what can I learn from this storm? What can I learn from this challenge? What can I become? Who can I become? How can I rise above it so that in future I will become better? When there are storms, I don't run away from them. I make sure that I am the best out of it. So that is my attitude, and I think it is very beneficial to me. Uh, at this particular point. Samuel Macharia says, exactly, gives me 100, says, plus illustrations on plan card. It can assist so many people. Absolutely. And so I am also doing a lot of research when it comes to the current technological advancements, and we have the use of the card. Like I saw there is a machine that is able to analyze a circuit. You give it an idea, and then it generates what you want. For instance, you can say, I want you to design a board whereby I can control my lighting system from my phone app. Okay, that AI is able to understand what you're telling it and put it on paper by designing or putting it in a circuit or a drawing. And it can also give, or it can also print whatever you want using, the circuit components. So technology has really advanced. You only need to speak words, and whatever you want happens in the physical or in the real world. And so that is why I began by talking about how we can advance in the sense of, you come up with an idea that is actually a solution to the problems that you have identified in the market. And that is how you leverage technology to become better at what you are doing. And that is what I've basically been doing. So for instance, what we are doing now, we are going live on this platform, which is YouTube. I was live on our TikTok page, where we have a lot of followers, and I really do appreciate my many following that is there, where I have 127,000, over 127,000 following. I have Blessed Sunny Cat Limited. Good day, sir. Watching you from Nigeria. Incredible. Thank you so much, my top boss, for tuning in. Blessed Sunny Cat Limited from Nigeria. What a pleasure to have you here, my top boss. And I have a lot of top bosses from Nigeria who watch me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's time for you to give back after I watch a lot of Nigerian movies. Yeah. I used to enjoy a lot of Nigerian movies. Patience Ozokwor, my favorite female actor, or I would say actress. And then I have Mr. Ibu. He is late. Yes, Mr. Ibu. I really used to enjoy how natural he was on set. And that has been so great of me. So please, I will like to learn more from you. Absolutely. You are in the right place, and I'm so grateful that you have found me. So I have a lot of videos when it comes to single phase wiring, when it comes to lightings, when it comes to photocell connections. I did that and I demonstrated how it works. And I have a lot of videos that are actually on the line whereby people have requested. My top boss from Nigeria, I would just ask you, what would you like me to talk about when it comes to electrical? Let me know in our comment section, and I will definitely find time and also find those items that we can have, and also do the practical aspect of it so that we can learn together. Like I said, I am not the best, and I don't just come up with these videos, but I collect a lot of information from you, this great community, whereby you direct me and you guide me on what I'm supposed to talk about. And that is how I come up with all these videos, my top boss. I have a lot of requests when it comes to solar, and solar has been my passion for real from the word go. A lot of things to learn from solar, including the voltage that you need to consider when we are dealing with solar. For instance, when you are coming up with a solar plant, the voltage matters a lot. When you are connecting or joining solar panels, you don't just pick any type of solar panel or any rating of solar panel and have it in the system. It might backfire on you. So if at all a solar panel is rated 12 volts or 24 volts or 48 volts, and you want to add that system, or you want to, uh, make sure that it is a system whereby you can upgrade it. What comes into play when you want to upgrade such a system? That is very, very important. So you don't just come up with, a system and try to have it work. It is not about, you know, emotions or what you feel should be happening. It is all about calculations. If, for instance, you want a solar panel and these solar panels should be able to power, let's say, a home, it should be able to power, let's say, certain appliances. Some people have been asking me, how do I come up with a solar system or a solar plant that can be able to power my 3-bedroomed house? That is very broad, because the question will be, what appliances are in that 3-bedroomed house? When you talk about lighting, when you talk about appliances in the kitchen, such as a refrigerator, a deep freezer, a cooker, again, that is very very wide. My go-to question is normally, what is the rating of each and every appliance? All right, so I will ask a client, what is the rating of the fridge, what is the rating of the deep freezer, and also the electric cooker. Apart from that, how long are these appliances in use in a single day? So sizing up a solar is a really daunting task, but once you understand how it operates, then it becomes so easy for you, in the sense that if at all you understand these appliances, and also if at all you understand the rating, the power rating. For instance, you have a cooker which is rated 1,000 watts, all right? An iron box rated 1,500 watts, a microwave rated 2,500 watts. Okay, I understand that can be so big, but if you understand all these ratings, and then you understand for how long they are in use in a single day, you can be able to calculate in a single day or within 24 hours. These appliances are in constant use for a period of, let's say, 1 hour, maybe for a microwave that is in use, probably heating at different times of the day. The total usage is probably, let's say, 1 hour. If, let's say, it is heating food, 10 minutes within 2 hours. So the total hours that it is in use is probably 1 hour within 24 hours. How about the fridge, the refrigerator? How long is it in use? If at all it is a refrigerator that starts and it is on for, like, let's say, 30 minutes, and then it stops for, like, let's say, 40 minutes. So you calculate the total number of hours in a single day that it is in use. And that is how you'll come up with, let's say, the let's say 5,000 watts in a single day. All right. So that is basically 5 kilowatts. And when you are sizing up the solar, so you will come up with the solar panels, the battery, and also the battery. So you will calculate the total number of hours in a single day that it is in use. And that is how you'll come up with, let's say, the 5,000 watts in a single day. All right. So that is basically 5 kilowatts. And when you are sizing up the solar, so you will come up with the solar panels, the batteries, the inverters that will be able to supply that amount of power in a single day. Can that system produce 5 kilowatt in a single day? All right, without going off? And can it do that for the next 3 days, assuming that there will be days of autonomy, or there will be days whereby there will be no sunlight, or there will be a cloud cover? Another thing that I've realized in the solar technology that is very, very important and beneficial is the choice of the solar panels. There was a video that I did on bifacial solar panels. Means that these solar panels can be able to charge from the top part and also from the bottom part. So if you have this solar panel inclined this way and the sun is shining from this side, let's say this is the morning hours, so this solar panel is going to receive the sunlight which comes from this side. And once the sun is, on this side, let's say towards the sunset, it is also charging from this section. Remember, this solar panel, if at all it is what we refer to as a monocrystalline solar, there is a monocrystalline and there is also the other one, which is the other name. So it means that it will charge in the presence of light, not necessarily in the presence of sunlight. As long as there is light, it will be able to charge. There is some charge that is actually giving out. So topping to that, the fact that it is also bifacial, it means that you will use minimal space, and this solar panel will harness maximum power at any given time so that it can be able to charge the battery. Also, if the inverter is efficient, then you are a better place to receive a lot of power from the sun at any given hour. Another important thing is to always categorize the power needs in a certain home or a business in this manner. If at all the home uses heating appliances, especially to heat water, what you need to do is to have what we refer to as a solar water heater. So you see that solar water heater, which usually has a drum and the those pipes which actually charge, or that solar surface that can actually charge, I mean heat the water. So there is a pressurized and there is also another uh, heater which is non-pressurized, you know. So you have that option for heating water. Wow, I have a top boss, Aaron Firi, says watching from Zambia. Thank you so much, Aaron, for tuning in. I really do appreciate your presence in this live stream. Top boss, if you'll be watching this as a recorded version, kindly smash the like button. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, subscribe so that you get more insights when it comes to electrical as well as electricity. So if at all you are planning on installing solar, myself, I would categorize in terms of heating for especially water. So I will have that water heater solar, and then these will only power the heating needs. Supposing in the kitchen you need that warm water, or in the bathroom. So it will really be beneficial to have that system so that it does not strain the other system that uses the battery, whereby you will need to have a lot of complicated system for you to heat that water. When it comes to, let's say, pumping systems for the water, maybe someone is a farmer, or probably they use a lot of water in terms of irrigation, or probably the cows or animals need water to drink. So what you need to do also is to come up with a pump that uses solar directly, you know. So there are these submersible pumps that can be connected directly to solar without necessarily having that battery. So when there is sunlight, what I would do is to have a water tank, hoisted in the middle of the farm, so that when the sunlight is present, it can actually pump that water directly to the tank. And I can have that water uh, used to irrigate the farm, the crops, and also supply to the animals for feeding. I mean, for drinking, you know. So that one would really leave me with the battery supplying power to the appliances that I have in the home, whereby the lighting, charging my laptop or devices like a phone, as well as supplying to the TV and even the kitchen appliances and so on and so forth. I think that would be a better way of doing things so that we don't have a strain. Because imagine water heating being handled by a solar water heater, it would mean that that system will be long lasting. I will not even strain when it comes to that. Also, when it comes to the pump, I will not strain because of that issue. Now, when it comes to, like, let's say, uh, the home appliances, I will really not have a problem once I have a battery that is able to supply power to those appliances without any strain. All right. Yeah, so that would be a very easier decision for me to make, and it will also be convenience for me, especially if I'm even doing an electrical installation, solar wiring for my customer. I will not have a challenge when it comes to decision making, because all I will need is to make the customer understand why I have made that decision and the benefits that they will be getting from that, supposing they go that route. All right. So, Top Boss, smash the like button if you are getting some value out of our today's video or our today's live session. I'm about to end our session, and I want to thank you so much for tuning in, finding time to watch my live stream today, where I was talking about my passion and also my journey. Just to conclude, I would like to encourage you like this. Indeed, everything has its own challenges. Every journey has its own bumps, and use these bumps to your advantage. Use these pitfalls or pitfalls to your advantage. You get in, you get out. You know, you Nothing is straight, especially when it comes to business, when it comes to this journey of being an electrician. There's nothing that is straight. There's no straight line in this. So you'll encounter a lot of challenges, but do not give up, my top boss. Instead, use all the lessons that you learn to become better. A lot of friends betrayed me, even best of friends, when I worked for them, and they either refused to pick my calls when I was asking for my pay, or they refused completely to pay me for the work that I have done. And so it made me to evolve all of these challenges. I would even meet people online and they would give me work, and after I've done that work perfectly with my whole heart, with my passion, they simply refused to pay me. So what did that leave me with? It actually left me with a lot of pain in my heart, but I did not give up. And that is why I am here today, still going on strong, my top boss. So for you, I would really encourage you that in case you are faced with any challenge in this journey, don't give up. Keep on keeping on. Continue working, because the future is actually promising. Again, the good thing is that today you might encounter a certain challenge, but use it to better yourself. You might have some challenges along the way. You might probably, experience a lot of hurt, especially from customers, because again, we are dealing with customers. But again, once that happens, top boss, keep going, keep going. The worst thing that can happen to you is stagnation. Don't stagnate. In case you fall today, in case there's a challenge today, in case you don't do well today, wake up tomorrow with the attitude that today is the best day. Today is the day that I will succeed and I will make it. Top boss, don't give up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your time. It was such an honor hosting this live. I really do appreciate. If you will be watching this on the recorded version, top boss, subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also smash that like button and let me know what you are experiencing as an electrical technician. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in the next one. My name is John, and this is Top Heights Electricals and Electricians. It was such an honor having you. Goodbye for now, my top boss. All right. So thank you so much for those who tuned in. Blessed Sunny Cat. Sir, please, how do I go about using the solar system without a solar panel? I will definitely be talking about solar in the coming videos. And so I have just laid a foundation on that, and I will really talk more about that. And I will get back to this video and get back to your question and your requests, and I will get deep into this, my top boss. Appreciated for your time. Thank you so much for all of you who tuned in, gave me your feedback. Thank you so much for the likes, and thank you so much for the comments and the chat. You have kept me alive in this session. Goodbye for now, my top boss.